We can cry together.
You can be consistent.
We we can cry together. I've been paid. What's today? Thursday. Yes. Trucking Thursday. So, good afternoon. So, I didn't know if I was going to come live today. I said I wouldn't, but I keep having people in my inbox asking me about the strike and all that kind of stuff. So, I'm not really going to get into too many speculations per se, right? All I'm going to say is that you need to adapt, right? So, I don't care if it's the strike, it's another COVID, it's a famine, it's an explosion of freight, it's peak season. Regardless of that, you need to know how to adapt and adjust yourself regardless. Okay, so in that regard, what I'm doing because of this is I just talked to my assistant. I said, we got to do something because I'm tired of people asking me questions. I don't like talking about stuff unless I have a solution. That's why I have so many resources. And this is why we teach so many different things, is because when I realize that there's a problem, like, okay, what can I do, in my capacity to try to come up with some type of solution. So the best I can do that for right now to calm people down, because if freight starts changing, we will notice a difference in the next couple of weeks or so, right? Is then what I need is to be able to do the map, right? Yeah, it's on the website, Yasmin. So what we're gonna do is the map is normally $40 a month. Okay. Normally it's $39.99 a month for this subscription, because this is the dual map. So this is when you see both other maps at the exact same time and you can compare them on the compare tab. Okay. So what I'm gonna do for the first month is gonna be $1. So the goal in this would be to see what you have been doing based on following the map, if it's going to make you more money. And it is, because the map is updated every week, so you can know how to reposition and move your truck, and also have different levels of negotiation with brokers. Okay, so because of that, we have to be able to adjust accordingly. So like I said, it's going to be $1 for the first month. And then all the people that end up doing this one as the trial period, once the trial period is over and it's good, next month it should be Black Friday. I'm going to directly have my team email every person a special coupon code to stay in the map who take advantage of the dollar. I'm going to say it again. If you take advantage of the dollar next month, because next month is Black Friday, you will get emailed a special code that's going to make this map be pennies on the dollar, so you can stay in it for as long as you want to for a special code. Okay? This is for those who try it, because now there will be no reason why. And so because this is a subscription based type thing, yeah, Yasmin, tap in, right? So since this is a subscription based thing, I cannot do it for free. Otherwise, I would do it for free, because I know we use this as a company. We use this all the time. This is what we utilize in order to dispatch our Hotshots and box trucks. When people are like, how do you dispatch all these equipment types? It's so easy to where, again, if y'all been here, I told you my son is 12. Well, he's 15 now. He's been dispatching since he was 12, because all you have to do is follow the map. You can't go by just what the broker says, because they're going to set you up for failure. You got to have a certain methodology, and this is going to change every week. So every week, if you've been tuning in when I go live with this, it changes sometimes 20 to 40 cents, different states within a week. So I'm pretty sure this is going to change if the port has any type of effect on this whole side of the United States. It will be probably picking up over here, but then also trickling in the middle of the states. So some of this stuff is going to change. So the things that people were doing previously, it may get completely changed. So we need to be able to know how to adapt at the end of the day. That's just what it is, right? So then this way, we can at least, this is my way of trying to have a solution for people, right? Is now you can use the technology for $1. So literally, it's $1. You make an account, you put in the code, and now when you utilize the map, you have to go back to the website, because this is built into my website. Thank you so much, Hotshot. This is built into my website, so you can actually access it from your phone, as well as if you have a desktop, so you know exactly how to utilize the tool to position your your trucks accordingly. Okay? So, any questions? Do y'all know how to use the map? Do I need to click on a couple of states so you can see how the map works? Y'all tell me in the chat. Y'all know I like chat participation. Okay? Do I need to show y'all like a little glimpse of how to utilize the map? Yes. Okay, let's see if 3 people want me to do it. Yes, Yasmin. Okay, one more. One more person say yes, we're going to look at it. Yes. Oh, you twice, huh? Yes, I thought you already seen me use this map. Yes, please. Okay, cool. So let's tap in. So actually, we're going to send an email out because it's limited spots. I didn't want to say nothing. So let's read the email first. We added this low capacity thing, which is a backpack. I'm going to show y'all in a minute, okay? We've added this to warn people not to go to certain places. Remember, a backpack, okay? But the whole point, the goal is not only keep the truck moving for a great rate per mile, but also to position it in states where the trucks are good for capacity. This is going to have a greater amount of leverage to negotiate with brokers. That's the point, okay? So, with that being said, let's look at it real quick. So, you come to the map. Somebody give me a state. Let's do Hotshots. Somebody give me a state, a big state. Something in the middle. Because you come over here, Rhode Island's going to be too out. I'm trying to click on that, right? I want to make sure y'all can see it for the camera. Somebody give me a state in the chat. Texas. Okay, perfect. Texas. Okay, so right now for Hotshot, I don't know if you guys can see this. Okay, Texas is $1.21. Okay, $1.21, right? Okay. Plus, it has the backpack. Okay, let me zoom in. That means there's low capacity here. If you happen to come to Texas, you may get stuck for half a day or a whole day before you get another load because it has low capacity currently in Texas. Okay? So in that, let me go up one. Maryland's too small. I'm trying to find out over there. Idaho. Okay, Idaho, which you shouldn't even be on the side of the United States unless you live over here. Okay? But let's just say Idaho. Okay, it's $1.46 and it has low capacity, right? All the states around here, if we try to come from this side of the United States to the other one, they're going to partial the rates coming out. So if we were to go back and look at the map, you see this blue bordering here. This blue bordering is indicating that if you go over there, when you come out, there's going to be partial rates when you're leaving. Okay, North Dakota, all that's trash. North Dakota, that's terrible. Okay, that's what I'm saying. You go here, if you're in a hot shot, you can scale 15,000 pounds. You go to these states when you make $3 plus a mile. Because when you come out, it's going to be ugly. Okay? So this is what allowed you to understand how to read the map properly. So let's look at it. Green is $1.85 and better. Yellow is $1.25 to $1.84. And red is $0 to $1.24. Okay? I explained this one. We had the same thing in Florida. And then this indicates low capacity if it actually has a backpack. So the best thing you can do is go to states that are either yellow, green, and have no backpack. So let's give another example. Boom. Let's look at Missouri. Notice Missouri is paying much better than Texas. So ideally, if I'm in Texas, I would try to get to Missouri because Missouri has no backpack, which means it has good capacity, and it has $1.68. The state number represents where I'm supposed to start my negotiation with brokers. Otherwise, you're just going to pick something thinking, oh, ain't nothing else better than this. And you're going to end up screwing yourself and taking cheap freight. Somebody in the chat put no cheap freight. Okay. So Missouri obviously is much better. So if you come to Missouri and you negotiate with a broker starting at $1.68 and going higher than that, you should probably get about $1.90, $1.95 coming out of here. But if you position yourself in a terrible state like North Dakota, I don't care how much you beg and plead, and it has low capacity. So the broker's not going to want to move you for you asking much more than this because they don't have to, because there's not that many loads. It might be 10 loads in there for like 3 or 4 days. Okay. And so if it's so, right, then they might pay you $1.10. There's no motivation. There's no leverage for the broker to pay you more. So then you won't get more. So if you came over for $2 a mile and now you over here, now you can't leave for more than $1.10, you know not to go to the red states. But again, these things change weekly. Does that make sense? Okay, does that make sense to y'all? Okay, good. So this is the purpose of the map, is to help you make sure you're negotiating properly and you're positioning the trucks a certain way. You don't want to move a truck to be moving a truck. Okay? Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. You have to use the resources and tools that's made for your equipment. So this is made and curated for Hotshots and box trucks. And this is for my community. As y'all know, I got a special place in my heart for Hotshots and box trucks because I have a hotshot trucking business. Okay? And I know they don't care about us, brokers don't, the way they suck up and kiss up to semi trucks. So you have to lay the playing field with having resources and being able to leverage the people to now move the way you want to move. It's very true. And I didn't even know it for a few years because I only dispatched Hotshots for years, even as a dispatch company. And then all of a sudden, um, then all of a sudden, I ended up starting to dispatch a big truck, and they were the nicest people I met in my. Oh my God. I thought brokers were jerks just to be jerks. As soon as we started dispatching big trucks, boy, they over there begging for you to move their loads. When a hotshot or box truck, they act like that you are irrelevant. So this is the tool that's supposed to, lay the playing field in a sense. So that way we can now have a way to make sure we get the respect or the demand that we need and we can reposition. So again, it's Hotshots and box trucks. This is box trucks. Notice how different they are. See that? Isn't that a huge difference? Okay, questions. So again, $1. Use the code TRIAL in the website. It's going to be for $1. I don't even know how long it may be $1. I may just do this for till Sunday or something. I don't know. Y'all know when I do codes and discounts, a lot of times I do it real quick for 3 or 4 days and I'm already over it. Because people that's going to do something, they're going to do something. That's what I've learned being an entrepreneur for 7 years. The people that talk, I'm about to, soon, they never do anything. Never. And it sucks because I'm always like, are you lying to yourself or are you lying to me? I always want to ask people that question. I'm like, I know you ain't going to do nothing. You've been saying you're going to do something for a month. That's not entrepreneurs. Entrepreneur hears something, think of something, and boom, they already own it. Because speed is a component of entrepreneurship. Not thinking. Then I'm thinking, and then the opportunity leaves you. Then all of a sudden, it wasn't for me. Because if it was for me, it would have been here for the next 7 years. And that's what people start saying. It's no, you didn't recognize opportunity. You wanted it to fall in your lap, right? So that is the complete mindset from people who are outside doing what they say they're going to do in their life, or people who keep on thinking one day the moons are going to align and the ray of sunshine is going to shine on my face. And it's just going to, be the calling that I've been looking for my whole life. And they think that's what's going to happen. Literally. And I'm just like, what are you talking about, bruh? You make stuff happen out here. Okay. So questions. Class is starting Monday. I know somebody gonna ask about that. I push myself to research. Got to. After you get information, you got to execute quick, fast, in a hurry. I literally was on a walk today and thought about something I'm going to add next year. I went to go tell my assistant, and I've already been working on this morning. I'll probably be done with it completely because it's contracts and stuff and things I got to create, legal stuff, binding stuff. I'll probably have this thing done at least by Sunday. And I could already deliver it to somebody Monday. And I thought of it today, this morning. Like, that's what I'm talking about. I would drop it tomorrow if it wasn't legal stuff and I have to give lawyer to look at it and all that kind of stuff. I'd had that mug done already. That's what I mean about speed. Soon as you see, ooh, yes, that's it. All this other stuff people be doing, they make up stuff. There's this book that I read a long time. I think it's like The Last Samurai or something like that. And it says if it takes you more than 7 breaths to make a decision, then you're making the wrong decision because you're considering your emotions. 7 breaths. So when I begin to understand that and I begin to adapt that, it changed everything. 7 breaths. That might be 15 seconds for somebody. You hear information, you make a decision, you got to move. Our family members say, oh, I can't because it... Yeah, that's what I'm saying. People got something to say all the time. Because that's something, at the end of the day, if you need money, like there are certain principles about the reality of your life. You hate your job. You hate where you live. You don't like this. You don't like that. Those are just things that you already feel. So now when something pops up and it's like, oh man, that thing could change this. Then it'd be like, I don't know yet. What are you talking about? You already living the constant thing you say you don't want. You already feeling some type of way. Then when that thing pops up and you don't move, you don't even believe what you're talking about. That's the part that's crazy to me. Like this is the sign you were looking for if people don't do nothing. American strike 10 United. We stay home from work on Monday. I'm working every day. You know what I'm saying? I work from home, so that's not a job, so I don't know. I heard you saying though. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Somebody was asking me the other day, can I text you? I said, man, I work, DM me. If I see it, I'm gonna respond. Ain't no time working. If I'm awake, I'm working. That's what it is. If I'm awake, I'm working. I don't care what people talking about. I'm infatuated with this life that I've created for myself. You can't keep me from this. This is the best thing ever happened. I was messaging a customer last night, like 9 o'clock for Christmas lights in my landscaping business. I don't care what time it is. I don't know what that, Aaron. I don't know what all that means. Illa local 1422. I don't know. I have no clue what that means, family. Okay, questions? If not, I'm gonna let y'all make it for the day. Again, class starts Monday. I had so many people in my inbox. Check your inbox. That was asking about the class and all that. Class starts Monday. If you're coming, all full payment has to be rendered by Sunday. Okay? Oh, we're talking about. I'm not really going to the port stuff. I just did that to draw attention to the actual post. I appreciate it though. Yeah, because a lot of people talking about it, their opinion. I'm not getting into that. All I know, or all I just told people in the very. All I know is what I told people in the very beginning, right? Just in general, is regardless of what happens, there are things that you cannot control. You have to be able to adapt. Sometimes adapting is just to survive. Sometimes you adapt or you think you're adapting, you actually pivot and you win. Because I know I'm doing some stuff over the next couple months I've never done before. Like I'm getting set up with Amazon Relay. I'm going to run some box trucks. Stuff I ain't never did in my authority before because I end up getting an opportunity. Oh, no problem. To get a really good deal on box trucks. If you need a box truck rental, DM me. What is the map showing? Okay, no problem. Thank you so much for asking. The map is actually a tube map. This is for box trucks, right? Traditional box trucks. And this is for Hotshots, okay? So the map is kind of like a representation of a tool to help you understand where you should and should not go to position your truck in order to get the best rates for, your brokers and your shippers, right? So we scrub the top 3 load boards in the industry, come up with a median, and we associate a certain state price for each equipment, right? So let's say you come over here for Texas. So when you compile the information, The Texas average of all the loads going on right now is $1.21. So this helps a person understand, should I go to this state? Should I not? If I do go, where do I start my negotiation? How far can I go up? If the state is not producing, I shouldn't go there this week. So it actually is a way for people to route plan properly. So that way they maintain a certain rate per mile every single load that they go, especially to those who are OTR. Does that make sense? But this is only for Hotshots and box trucks. I leave the, semi trucks, that I leave that to that. Because there's too much data. I can't even get that data. I can't even compete with that. So we don't do anything for big trucks at all like that. Not the tool that I've created. So I have the trademark for this. This is something I created. We launched this in 2021. So we've had this actually 3 years. Was 21? No, I'm lying. I think it was 2022. Yeah. Sorry, 2022. We were testing it at the end of 2021, and then we released it fully to the public in February of 2022. But we were utilizing it, after we built it out and make sure it was working, we did it in-house for the first few months to see if we was going to make better rates based upon what we do and then go everywhere. It's too early for that. If it's something like this going to happen, it will pop up in the next probably couple of weeks. And then we will know based upon the capacity and then the drop in rates. And so that's the thing. Like, this could be a good thing and a bad thing to those who were in transportation when COVID hit. The whole reason why trucking blew up is because everything closed down for a period of time. So they had to pay to move the things back into the normal range of traffic or flow. So in that regard, if it were to shut down and be super crazy for 3 months, well, that's why you got to have savings. You got to know how to pivot. You got to do some other stuff, leverage your MC, to people who either want to lease on or people who, whatever, can't get money. So that way you increase the amount of money coming in. And then if it blows up, it'll probably be a short period of time and then you'll win. But I mean, that's like, to me, it's just, I'm always anticipating down spirals in anything, right? So I'm in real estate. One of the main principles in real estate is always have an exit strategy. That's the whole point. So I have an exit strategy in everything, no matter what it is. Like, if this don't work, boom, I already know what I'm going to do over here to do something else on the side, increase this flow, so that way things stay pretty consistent across the board, regardless of what happens. Because, I mean, especially after COVID, I never thought that something like that could happen, a pandemic where we would shut down our whole world. I never thought that was even a thing, right? And then it happened. It's like, oh boy, no matter what you're doing, you got to be ready to move and, slide around as you see fit. So now I adapted all my businesses where somebody might see me doing step 1. I got everything where it's at least step 5. Because again, like, no one can anticipate that. You know what I mean? So, they say lessons not learned will be repeated. And a lot of people didn't learn anything from COVID happening the first time at all. People went back to work, went back to their regular life, like they didn't learn anything to where, hey, post-COVID, this is my now new belief system. This is how I make money differently. I make, systematic money, subscription money, just nothing. They just, oh no, then everything got better. They going right to their life like it never happened. Yep. So any other questions I can answer for y'all? No? Okay. Well, I'm going to let y'all make it for the day. Appreciate y'all. Go check out the YouTube channel. Click the link in the bio. I just put 4 videos on there. Each one of the videos is almost like an hour long. Go watch that. I'm going to try to go throw this one on here. I'm trying to get better at going live and then uploading on YouTube. I changed the YouTube channel name, but you just click the link. It says Dispatching is Life. I think I'm going to go back and change it back to B Logistics for branding purposes, actually. But I was just messing around, and I was like, oh, no, I kind of changed the whole channel name. So I think I'm going to change it back. But either way, you click the link in the bio. It's going to take you there. And so I'm trying to do a lot more towards the end of the year because I won't move around as much. I'll pretty much stay very stationary. And then a lot of the stuff I do, I think I'm going to start a Discord and only do a lot in the Discord. I may stop doing so much of this because this is just so erratic on Was it a good live? Was it not? Oh, let me go back later. This is not a good time. Like, it's so random. We're trying to go live to give information and stuff like that, you know? So I'm thinking that what I'm going to do is just, you know, people that's interested, I'll just post. And then people that's interested, I'll have my own Discord where we'll go live and do Q&A there. I think that'll be more ideal. New here, how much they can make $0 if they don't do the work or they don't get proper education. Up to a good dispatcher on a regular basis probably make $1,500 to $2,000 a week as an independent freight dispatcher. But definitely as low as 0. Because there's a lot of people out here, probably 95% of people who take dispatch courses never book one load. Never. And that's because they think it's easy. They don't respect the business. They don't understand sales or marketing. And they think just because they took a course and they got a completion that they're going to be some super dispatcher making $5,000 a week. And that's because they watching people on the internet. And I ask people, do you think that really makes sense to you? Something easy. You do a digital course for 2 hours. You don't know anything about trucking. You never read a business book. You don't have a background in sales. You have social media to play on. You've never ran an ad on social media. You don't know how to market. You're scared of talking on camera. And now you just going to not change. You're not going to learn any skill. You're not going to invest in anything. And now all of a sudden you're going to make $3,000 a week sitting on your computer. Like, sometimes people got to use common sense. And so, like, for myself, I have been speaking in front of people literally half my life. When I was in high school, I won the speech award at 18. Right? At 18, I won the speech award. Okay? Then, in college, I wouldn't do the work, I would present. Then teaching Bible studies over 10 years, presenting in front of people. Then I was a store manager for 13 years. Now I'm an entrepreneur and I lead about 30 people in all my businesses. Speaking is the simplest thing in the world to me. So now when somebody will put it on camera or talk, I don't care about the judgment of other people. What people think, I do whatever, right? So that's not a problem for me. But what was a problem for me was writing copy, writing emails. How do you promote on social media? How do you put a link and then retarget? So I had to go study all that stuff because I didn't know how to do none of that. That's what I had to work on, not the hand acquisition to the person. But even with that, if you get in front of people, you can sell. That doesn't mean you can have a staff because then how can you get other people to do it? So there's so many things people got to work on and they're not telling people that on the internet. So people just, and then when it's any type of difficulty they inquire, they just quit. And that's crazy to me. Yeah, not moving for... Okay, I mean, everybody has their own thing that they're going to do. I don't know what kind of equipment you got. Sometimes people say that that's a good thing. Sometimes people say that it's a wrong thing, right? So it just depends. Because a lot of people that focus on rate per mile, oh yeah, there you go. A lot of people that worry about rate per mile get low gross. So you need to have high gross and a good rate per mile. And that helps you if you got good equipment and you have phenomenal expertise. So good equipment, great expertise. Like example, Hotshot can scale 17,000 pounds. Tarp, 2 tarps, chains, straps, binders, pipe stakes, air ride, everything. Wide loads. They'll never touch anything under $2. You get somebody else, 24-foot trailer, 96 inches wide. Don't want a tarp. Don't have pipe stakes. Don't know how to, move containers. And they want $2 a mile. They going to sit there. Bark is the normal price to come in person, if that's what you're talking about, is $3,000 a week. But you can DM me. We can talk about it. Because I got one class left and I had a person that was moving around. I had a person that fell out of the class and they haven't paid the rest of their remainder to come to the class. So I got that one spot open if somebody want to pay the remainder. Now, I say nothing about no partials, family, because partials is not a way to win in this marketplace at all. So when people talk about partials, number one, I wrote a whole ebook on that, right? The whole idea is that is number one, you pretty much can't run hours of service, pretty much, because you cannot consistently run partials and keep the hours of service as a methodology for the process of a year. Number one. Number two, insurance ramifications, especially in Hotshots. You don't know how much a vessel is. You don't know how much to value that. So people go get 3 or 4 loads on a trailer, put them all on the trailer, and you got $170,000 worth of commodities on the trailer. You get in a wreck, it gets stolen. I've had all that happen. Now all of a sudden, you only got $100,000 coverage. You owe the insurance company $70,000. They're gonna take your house, right? Like there's so many implications to doing that people think that's a methodology, and it's not. Because the whole point would be get good equipment, make relationships, know what the heck you're doing, and get direct customers. Nothing's going to make you more money than that. So running partials is what people should do when they live in BFE. They live in some terrible place. Yeah, that makes sense because you live in Colorado and you can only get $1 a mile. Yeah, you got to get partials to get out of there. But then if you get out of there, you need to actually run good paying freight that brokers are willing to pay, because the brokers that pay and they want a full truck, they want to make relationships a lot of times. The partial brokers don't give a crap about you. They're not trying to make relationships. And that's what I'm saying. If something happens, God forbid, you get in a wreck, you kill somebody, something happens, and they find out you were running off the hours of service, you can go to jail. So everybody wants to do the new hustle, the new, I found a way to get around the system. And then when they get caught or something happens, now they want to play the victim. So I wrote a whole ebook about it. And I have a certain methodology that we do everything. We've been dispatching Hotshots since 2017. We done seen it, did it, tried it all, did it all, backwards, forwards, seen stuff happen, commodities break, fall off the trailer, get in a wreck, all that. And I'm telling you, when something happens, everyone's always like, oh no. And they start doing that, insurance don't care about none of that. So if you want to run partials, the minimum you better do is have $250,000 cargo. Minimum. Then you need a fire dispatcher that knows how to put partials together to make it make sense. Otherwise, you're going to drive 4,000 miles in a week to make $6,000. That ain't going to do nothing either. Yeah, John, diesel mechanic. Hey, you already know so many things that can help owner ops, because shoot, this day and age, and I'm not even a super mechanically inclined individual. Please understand it when I say this, right? I know some basics. I know how to get by because I've had a trucking business, right? But most of these dudes don't even know how to fix a flat tire, a leaf spring, a water pump, a fan, like basic things, right? Not even something crazy, right? This is just basic stuff so you can get off the side of the road a starter, right? They can't even do that basic stuff. So even somebody like you to have that experience, you can at least kind of help them, right? Give them insight. Hey man, it might be a hose. Oh, it's dripping. Let me see what color is it. What color is it? Okay, let me see it. Okay, that's probably this. Okay, this is what you need to do. You can make it by about 200 miles or so. Blah blah blah. That is life-changing help for a lot of these guys that just get the equipment and then they just live on going to mechanics all over throughout the United States, and they get gouged, being over the road, because, at home, something might cost $300, over the road is going to be $600. So if you're not making profit, you're just screwing yourself based on ignorance. So even if you don't know how to do it, right, that's one thing. Knowing how to do something is different. But even with that, can you get it done for the price that you should get it done for? You go to a place and they charging $230 an hour for labor, you stupid to let them work on your equipment. You better call around every shop around you, get somebody $130 to $150. But little things like that, most people don't know. So they just out here. I'm going to make $8,000 a week. That's all they got in their mind. And they don't understand it's not about what you make, it's about what you keep. You could make $3,000 a week and keep $2,200. Or you can make $8,000 a week and keep $600. Like, okay. Any last things I got to say if I let y'all go? Don't get me started on here. Because I got to do this real work. But again, in case anybody here listening, if you know somebody who is renting a box truck or wants to rent a box truck, or somebody who wants to take advantage of the peak season, let me know. DM me. I got something for them. or email us at my email address. Excuse me. Okay. Any final question? Give it 2 minutes. Any questions? I can answer for anybody. But again, $1, this, 30 days. Try it. If you do it, you're going to get a special coupon code sent to your email next month because of Black Friday to keep you in it. An exclusive coupon code only for the people that do the $1 trial. Because I want to prove to people that they're going to make so much more money doing the thing. I basically have a flat rate of $350 a week, family. So throughout the United States, the average price is about $650 a week. I have a deal where it's going to be $350 a week for as long as possible, as long as you have the truck. It's a 1 year. It's a 1 year deal. Every year you got to renew it. It's for as many trucks as you can handle, and I have a person that I'm going to send their information to, and then they'll tell you the rest. That's all I'm gonna say on social media. Good morning, sir. Bed. No. But good question, Mr. John, Mr. Allen. Any questions? No? Okay, well, grace and peace to y'all. Good luck to you. Again, go check the post that we just posted on the wall. I did an office tour for y'all yesterday, as well as put the coupon code on here for y'all to take advantage of this. Oh, boy, what is that? So we lease from you and drive. No. If you're going to have your own trucking business, we can set you up. We can do all the paperwork to get your own numbers. And then you get your own numbers, and then we dispatch for you. I also have a trucking business. This is my dispatch company, but I also have a trucking business too. So sometimes if I meet the right person, I may lease them on, but I'm actually waiting on that right now because my new insurance policy is actually starting on the Monday, on the 7th, and I'm doing some stuff in the oil field for leased on. So I'm just going to mess with a couple box trucks, run Amazon Relay probably as somebody who's leasing on, but I'm not going to bring on any big equipment until I get I get everything situated for this new thing I'm gonna do in oil and gas. Can you provide? Okay. All right, I'll let y'all know. Okay, yeah, sounds good. Yeah, I'm responding to a couple of y'all right now. Okay, something else I'm going to say before I get off here. It's only a couple people. Okay, so one thing about me, I hope y'all get this from my content, right, is I'm going to tell you the truth. So I was doing some lead calls today because my team is, this has been a crazy week trying to book freight and all that kind of stuff. So I needed them to pay attention to it. And so I was making some of the lead calls today, right? So just following up with people, hey, this is Brandon, whatever, right? So I had a guy that filled out a form to speak to me, and he asked me a question, right? And he said, hey, I got a truck and trailer. I think he said 12-foot trailer, and I got like a standard pickup, and I want to get started, running loads and stuff. What do you think? And I asked him, and people always do this. I asked him a question. I said, do you want me to tell you what you want to hear, or do you want me to tell you the truth? He says, tell me the truth. I said, all right. Before I tell you the truth, this I want you to understand. I've been in transportation almost a decade. I have my own trucks, and we dispatch. The most trucks I've had in my own authority was 7 at a time. I personally purchased 6 trucks over the period of years. I've had a couple of trucks actually get totaled. I've had trailers flip over. Everything you can think of. Just no one has died. Thank God, right? Slip on ice. Whole bunch of stuff just happened, okay? I didn't put trucks in my business name, personal name, bought stuff cash, rented it out, brought on, leased on. I've done everything. Then my dispatch company dispatches for 50 trucks and all type of equipments. He said, okay. I said, this is the truth. You must be crazy. Okay. So the amount of overhead that is going to cost, just fixed cost, and you have a regular trailer and a regular truck, a short trailer, 12 foot, and a regular old truck, you're not going to be able to keep up. It's not going to happen for you. Then he says, but wait. And he went to try to like almost argue with me in a sense. No. Let me tell you, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to start with this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to make some money. I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And I was just quiet, right? I said, what did I just say? And he said, don't do it. I said, okay, I gave you all that background before I gave you the answer. So that way you wouldn't think your situation is unique or different or special, right? If you don't have money to get a trailer, that means you don't have money to pay a big down payment on insurance. You don't have money stacked aside. That's what that means. So if you come out here and think you're going to move a 12-foot trailer around and you don't have any direct customers counting on dispatchers, load boards, you're not going to make it. You're going to make $500 every fourth day. Maybe. Because no one's going to be able to move your equipment every single day for you to make money the way you need to make money. And your overhead is going to kill you, sir. Oh, then he kind of digressed. But the purpose of me saying that to y'all is this. People who set your business up don't care. The trailer people don't care. When you go get a truck, they don't care. These compliance people don't care. The insurance person doesn't care. No one is going to tell you the truth about if what you think you're going to do in your business is going to work. So the first person that may tell you the truth, is number one, somebody you pay. But if you don't pay anybody, if you try to get a dispatcher, they may tell you the truth because they don't want to dispatch you. That whole time, everyone was lying to you. Maybe, hopefully, and yes, a broke clock is right twice a day. But are you going to put your last $1,000, $10,000 on the line for a maybe when you could wait maybe a year, maybe 6 months, get some money, get the proper equipment that you need so that way it's going to increase your odds of success? Then yes, that's what you should do. So the danger of the internet, the danger of content is people ask questions that they can Google. Instead of asking questions to make a person give you their wisdom and insight. Prime example. If you ask a question, you say, can I do this? Can I start a trucking business? Can I get loads with this? When you ask questions like, can you? The answer is yes. You can do a lot of stuff. You can. So you should change the question like this. In your expertise, should I? See, when you say, should I, you are completely changing the response that I will give you if I'm an honorable person. Because when you say, okay, this is my situation, should I do this? Or would you do this if you was me? That makes a person feel their back against the wall to be like, nah, man, don't do that. You understand what I'm saying? I hope y'all get that. Because can you is something you can Google. Should you is when it's going to take you on a rat race of all trying to forum pages and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so this one will be last questions. Can you give an estimation as to how much one should have set up to start up? Okay, I'm an old school trucker by wisdom of other people that's more successful than me by far. Okay, and this is the answer I'm going to give you. Besides the box truck, no, this is just semi truck and box trucks. I'm sorry, semi trucks and Hotshots. This is not for box trucks because I got a completely different thing with that. Okay, but if you cannot buy 2 trucks, you should not buy 1. That is the best answer I can give you. So that means from qualifying to truck note to maintenance budget, everything. If you cannot buy 2 trucks, then you should not buy 1. That is the best way for me to summarize that. If they want a $10,000 down payment, if you can't do 20, if the insurance company wants you to pay $5,000 for 1 truck, you can't do 10,000. If you just live on that, literally, if you live on that philosophy, you'll be okay. What's not true? Please tell me what's not true. And also state your experience before you say whatever you finna say. I want to know what's not true. Yes, sir. I'm telling you, that's the best way to look at it. Because I know people who literally got a truck, they ran 2 loads, and they got in a wreck. And now, commercially, if a truck is totaled or even is in the shop, depending on what type of truck it is, it may be in the shop 4 to 8 weeks. So if you didn't have enough money to do what I just recommended, how are you going to keep the insurance going for 2 months if you can't drive? So then as scenarios transpire, if you just have that ideology, you'll be okay. Primarily because regardless of the scenario, you'll be okay. That's why. So like I chose Hotshots to get my business off the ground because I knew it was low startup costs and I never have a class A. So I've never had a class A. I was going to do it and that's when they changed it, right? And so I was like, nah, I need to study. And then I just didn't ever do it, right? But like I said, I've had my business since 2016, but I've never picked up and dropped a load. I've always ran the business administratively. So for me, I look at everything as a number standpoint. And so the biggest fallacy in transportation, which a lot of people agree, is that a lot of drivers go from driving to immediately business. They go from company driver to immediate owner operator, and they fail so quickly because they're negating the business side of it. They're only considering the technical. So the technical side is you drive, compliant, do what you need to do, keep the wheels moving, right? The business side is how you strategically set it up. Overhead, what do you put aside? How much do you invest? How much do you have in the escrow account? What type of tires do you buy? What type of fuel system do you need to do? Maybe you need to change the transmission in the truck, right? So the business side is completely different to make sure that as this truck is moving, every mile it goes, you're automatically going to be turning some systematic amount of money. So like, for instance, let's say somebody got a box truck, and this is why I was always, for the last 4 years, hounding people about you must be crazy to rent a box truck. And that's because they don't understand how math works between fixed and variable cost. Okay? $1.25. I wrote an ebook about this for Hotshots. Make a long story short, an average Hotshot and box truck owner op, and I mean owner op, right? They own the truck, they drive. Okay? Excuse me. They're probably anywhere between $1.30 to about $1.45. And that's if they pay themselves between $750 to $1,000 a week. That's going to be their break-even point. $1.30 to like $1.40, roughly. Okay? They got a truck note, they got insurance, but it's still subject to how much. Somebody's truck note can be $3,000. Somebody else is going to be $800. Somebody else is going to be $1,200, right? Somebody's insurance can be $1,700. Somebody else can be $700. So there's a lot of variables. I have a free cost per mile calculation on my website. But either way, if it is between $1.30 to $1.45, and let's say you got a box truck and you don't have a tool, you don't know how to negotiate, you don't know how to dispatch, and you're dispatching yourself loads, paying $1.25, you're losing 15 cents every mile you drive because of depreciation and oil changes and everything else that people don't understand because they're just driving. Brakes, all that stuff, the tires, all that stuff that's going to be associated with your depreciation. They don't know how to configure that, so they're just driving to be driving. You understand? And this is how people get in trouble. So you have to understand the business side of having a trucking business more than the driving. Because if I can create a business, I can hire drivers that have 10 times the experience that I have, right? That's why I didn't want to drive. If I can give a person a truck and great equipment and give them a wonderful place they want to work, I'm 40 years old. There's people out here been driving longer than I've been alive. Why would I try to go out here and compete with you? That makes no sense, right? I'd rather work with you because you can teach me because I don't know how to drive. But you want a truck. Cool. We both have something, we work together. Okay? That's it. It's very simple to me. Very simple. There's a book that you should read. Whoever's listening to this after my rambling, this is a good book. You can do an audio book, whatever you want to do. Okay? This right here is going to change your entire belief system when it comes to how you do things. Can y'all see that? You should screenshot it if you're interested, right? You can look it up. I think it's like on audio. I think you can YouTube it for like 10 minutes or something to get the basis of the book, right? Okay. But listening to the wisdom of other people that are way more successful than you would allow you to see how broken your thought process is when you try to make daily decisions when you have no experience, right? So this is humbling to read these other people that tell you don't know what you're talking about. But this is wonderful. This is a great book. It's easy to read. It's not very long if you like physical books, right? Or do the audio. And I guarantee you listen to this book, it's going to make you feel like you've been wasting minutes off your life trying to control everything. Who, not how. Okay, but anyway, any last questions before I let y'all go? Because I'm rambling now. And I want to just throw this on YouTube randomly. Based on just talking. But notice when people come try to heckle, they never want to go back and forth because I'll go live with a person. Because I'm just that person. Like, I hate people. I'm very transparent. And people giving wrong information screws people. That's what it is, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. Any other questions I can answer for y'all real quick? Because I almost lost my trucking business when I first started it, listening to people who had bad disciplines or bad philosophies, didn't understand basic math, and I almost lost my business, man. So I have a disdain towards that, me personally, because at the end of the day, if I give you proper information, you still got to go do the work. So, at the end of the day, you still got to go do it, right? Thank you so much, Juan. I appreciate you, right? So why not give you the information you need to be successful? Because you still got to go compete with us in the marketplace anyway. So if you're lazy, it's still going to get you. If you're not, risk adverse, it's still going to get you. If you're not calculating, it's still going to get you. So why, on top of all the variables, why would you just blatantly lie to a person? That's crazy to me. That's crazy. It's bad. I'd have to go to that. I just looked at it like 2 days ago, I think, Juan. And I think the national average on according to that, which is actually lower than normal, was like $1.98, right? So, because I'm trying to think if I'm gonna get into this. Okay, put it like this. If you go to that and look up under, you got to get the good load board. I appreciate the gifts. If you go to that and look on the load board, that one now, because they changed from power to one, and you got to go look under the trend lines and all that kind of stuff, right? Market map, all that. There's another part where you go click on the dashboard tool and it pops up and actually shows you what the spot freight market is versus contract. They've added that, right? So right now, what DAT is telling you what the national average is on the DAT trend lines, on the spot freight market, it's like 30 cents less than that. So there's a lot of dry vans moving for like $1.70 rate per mile if they don't have a strategy, if they're not running partials, if they're not driving far, just depending on what their cost per mile calculation is, right? There's a lot of dry vans getting in trouble. I've recently been selling a lot more of my ebooks, the partial play, because in a partial play, I go over that. So like when sometimes dry vans reach out to us, and depending on where they live, like that's the only equipment type I believe currently in this market you should be stacking partials for, right? Because a lot of the commodity is cheap. So for instance, a dry van, you can put dry van partials, box truck partials, right? So you can do both ways. So you could get about 3 partials in a dry van, and it might be toilet paper or something freaking cheap, which 3 partials may equate to $15,000. And yet they need to just go long distances. So like run like a triangle, from Texas to Minnesota, from Minnesota maybe to PA, and then back down to Texas or something like that. Like where they're still going to put up, 2,400 miles or something like that. But they need to be loaded with, hopefully at least 225 and better. So if you got 3 partials in there, even they was 80 cents a piece or something, you know what I mean? If you put 3 of them in there, maybe even 240 a mile, but they need to pick up all the loads within a 100-mile radius. That's the key. They pick them all up in a 100-mile radius and then go run. And for sure they're moving for 250, something like that. They'll be all right. Because just like I was explaining, you welcome, family. Like I was explaining over here what a Hotshot, a box truck, normal break-even point is. 2 years ago, this is 2024. 2 years ago, the average owner-operator was spending $1.85 for their cost per mile for their break-even point. So if you getting loads for $1.70, and 2 years ago, Insurance was cheaper. All that stuff was cheaper. Parts were more, like, whatever. Parts were still kind of crazy, but parts were cheaper. Like, inflation wasn't as bad. Food wasn't as high. So if that 185 got to at least be $2 now, right? I haven't looked that up in a while, but it has to be at least $2 now. So you running for 30 cents under the net, like, you're going out of business, right? So that's why sometimes people have to do different things. Let me show you real quick, because y'all got me. I try not to come here and start giving all this, diabolical information. But sometimes I get a question, I just feel inclined to answer it. So this is right here, right? The partial play handbook guide. And it's box trucks, Hotshots, dry vans, and flatbeds. Because you really can't do reefers. That's not really going to happen, right? But it teaches you how to go over each one of these and run it a certain way with the rate, length, weight, ideology in there, stuff like that. I went over that book. I think this book is like 30-some pages. I even have a snippet in there from my insurance provider. She's been my insurance provider for all my businesses. And she actually has a little snippet that tells you the legal ramifications with insurance cargo. And if you have a question, her link is there. You can reach out to her and talk to her directly and go over whatever questions you may have about the legal stuff, right? And so you got to know what the rules of engagements are before you start working to make sure you don't, misunderstand something and get in trouble. So yeah, that's that ebook right there for, for people I want to understand how to run partials the proper way. This is what it is. No one else has a dedicated ebook for only run. They have like a little course and they tell you what they do. This is for 4 different types of equipments, the same regulations versus utilizing the hours of service. So every commercial driver needs to adhere to the hours of service. So that one, and I'm giving you multiple different examples with the different types of equipment. So that way it's a one size fits all if you have any of those 4 equipment types. Let me get an example of an illustration that's in that book. I think I got it on my phone. Let me see. Yeah, here we go. So this is a good example over here, right? Let me see. I want to do some numbers. Okay, like this right here is one. See, this is an example here. Let's say you got a hot shot, right? See the little B logistics. This is the methodology that I explained in the book. And then let's say the first load weighs 5,000 pounds, 15 feet, you get $1.25. Next load, 10,000, 25 feet, so you maximize the 40, and then you get $1.75. Put that together, you're moving for $3 a mile. But I explain how to put it together, and there's illustrations like this. So like when I say I'm big into education, this is what we do. We teach dispatchers and all that. You got to know what you need to know. See, that's a box truck illustration, right? So we do the illustrations, or I made these visuals for every single equipment type because I take this stuff very seriously. Right, here we go. Flatbed, same thing. So it's like depending on the length, 48 or 53, right? You got to know what you're doing. That's an enclosed trailer with the top on it, right? So there's a way to do it all. You just got to know how to put it together. I gave you all a lot today. I ain't trying to give you all that. Okay. Again, any last questions before I let y'all go? I appreciate y'all. Appreciate all the gifts and everything. I appreciate that. But go follow us on Instagram. We do a lot more on Instagram, YouTube, right? And then, of course, you hit the little clink here. You want to see when I go live again. Hit that little heart thing, and then y'all be knowing we going in. Thank you, family. You too. I appreciate you. If you out there driving or whatever, be safe out there. Appreciate y'all. Grace and peace.